Okay, this time we'll go back and make a selection over the lead section where we want Pro Tools to punch in and out of record. Let's finish recording by tracking our vocals. Our M-Audio Luna microphone is in input 1. We'll name the track Lead Vocal and rename the input to Vocal Mic. We'll also make sure the 003 is set to mic and not DI, and we'll bring the gain up enough for a hot signal, but not enough to clip. Now I'll locate to verse 1, set up a 1-bar pre-roll, and we're ready to go.
It's the way that you smile, it's the scent of your skin. When I open my arms and you fall right in, it's how you laugh at my jokes, the way you get what I mean. I know it's not much, it's only everything. It's only everything, all those little things. Can you understand what you mean to me? It's only everything that makes me wanna know you. I can try to tell you, but I'd rather show you. Yeah, I'd rather show you.
Next, I'll locate to the choruses and record a harmony part, and we'll come back to check out some more editing options.
It's only everything. It's only everything. All those little things. Can you understand what you mean to me? It's only everything that makes me.
We've seen how Elastic Time can conform files to our session tempo, and even adjust digital audio and MIDI tracks to match our tempo changes. Let's take a look at some ways we might use Elastic Time in the editing process. When editing, it can be really useful to resize our tracks to see more of the waveform. If I just click in the margin, I can choose all kinds of different track sizes, depending on the task at hand. In this case, I'll settle on Jumbo. In the next section, we'll delete the last breath of the song and use warping to fill in some of the gap. I'll start out in slip mode, and I'll zoom in on the end of the vocal track. I'll switch to the selector tool and play back over the breath.
It's only everything.
I'll find the last breath and make a selection, and either hit Delete on my keyboard or choose Clear from the Edit menu. Next, I'll make sure Elastic Audio is turned on, and I'll choose the monophonic algorithm and switch my view to Warp. Now let's zoom in on the end of this and find the beginning of the word every.
It's only everything. Everything.
And we'll Control or Start click there with the grabber to place a warp marker. Now, let's place another warp marker at the end of the region. Now we can simply stretch this word out to take up some of the space that was used by the breath. We could stretch it out all the way, but that wouldn't sound natural. Let's go about 1/3 of the way in. Next, let's go to the end of the guitar solo around bar 63. We could use any of our navigational techniques to get there, but let's type star 63 and enter on the numeric keypad. We'll make sure Elastic Audio is on, and we'll choose the monophonic plugin. And we'll set the track to jumbo. Now let's resize the track and go into Warp View. And we'll zoom in on the last note. Now let's Control-click with the grabber to place a warp marker at the beginning of the last note. And we'll place another marker at the end of the region. Now let's give this a pretty extreme stretch into the final chorus of the song.
It's only everything, all those little things. It's only everything.
We're just beginning to tap into the potential of Elastic Time. There's a lot of great examples of different ways to use Elastic Time on DigiDesign's website. Another Elastic property is Elastic Pitch. With Elastic Pitch, you can easily transpose samples to match the key of the music in our session, create special effects, or even create harmonies. Let's jump to bar 63 and work with our background vocal tracks. Not all settings support Elastic Pitch, so we'll make sure the Elastic plugin is set to polyphonic for these tracks. Next, we'll separate the words or syllables. We'll divide Understand into 3 separate parts. I can click with the selector and right-click to choose Separate right on the syllable. I'll repeat that for each syllable. And 1 separation at the end. Now I can select a region and go to the Region menu and choose Elastic Properties. And we'll use Elastic Pitch to shift this down, -4, -3, and -4 semitones again for this last part.
Can you understand what you mean to me?
Now that we've explored recording and done some